What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday morning and I look like shit because I went to the bar last night and I haven't shaved in 2 days. That's beside the point? Maybe. So on the way home from the bar last night, so we're talking like 1:30 in the morning, thank sweet little baby Jesus that I wasn't drunk. I actually drank pretty conservatively, but I got on this road. You guys see me on this road all the time. There's like no street lights and my lights went out. So the Goldwing has two headlights, and so either I only had one the whole time and I didn't know it and it went out last night. Two, both of them went out at the exact same time. Unlikely, but could happen, I guess. Or three, I've got some wiring problems that I've got to troubleshoot. So here we are early this morning and I'm going to check that out. Now the thing about these bulbs is the way Honda puts those in together, they want you to buy their shit, right? But if you're going to save a little money, which I'm all about saving a little money, you have to get these shims, line up with the traditional gaps in the H4 bulbs. So before I figure out what I need, I got to take this thing apart, see if it already has the shims in there, because if it does, then all I got to get is bulbs. If not, then I'll have to get bulbs and shims. I have a feeling this guy already put the shims in there, but I mean, it's just gonna, we'll have to figure it out. So last night I met one of the guys here in the community, Gunny Z, and he was showing me, you know, I didn't know this whole time what these little levers were for. He showed me how this thing moves, the windshield moves up and down, but mine appears to be stuck. So he was telling me how they're in there, and I told him I'm not really interested right now, and I wasn't last night because I just wanted to get home, but looks like I'll have the opportunity to check that out as well. So thanks, Gunny Z, for letting me know that. Also want to give a shout out to High Tech Redneck. He is part of the community here, and on Instagram we interact relatively often. I just watched his video this morning on how to do that. I searched for it, so big shout out to him. He's always got really helpful stuff on his channel, especially if you're doing Goldwing maintenance. So let's get started on this bullshit and see what we need. So once again, this is something where I don't fully know what I'm doing, which is, of course, is why I watched the video this morning on how to do it. By the way, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. We are still steadily growing, and I really appreciate everybody's contribution to that. I also want to give a big thanks. Several of you did respond to the call to action that I had for my wife's Donors Choose page. She's almost to her goal now because of you guys. I mentioned it on my Instagram story, but it's kind of touching to know that, you know, I put that out there and you guys actually come through. It's like a real... People talk about community building, and that's the kind of stuff that makes me feel like, hey man, this community, this is good people. They actually care about shit. So I can't thank you enough for doing that. Let's get this thing going. I don't really like working on the bike with the bobber in here, but it's starting to rain a little bit. I've got plans with Jack and Colleen later. Tentative plans, depends on the weather. It's supposed to be a little cooler today, which I'm not really worried about being cooler, but it's also supposed to rain off and on, so it's like pick your poison. Do I take the Goldwing that has, I can't see shit out of the windshield when it's raining, or do I take the Triumph where I can't see shit out of my visor on my helmet when it's raining? But supposedly it's going to stop raining around 2 o'clock, and that's when I was thinking about meeting anyway, so we're going to try to aim for that. I'm going to speed this up here on video so that way I'm not talking the whole time. Try to get this knocked out, and then we'll see in a little bit. But it looks like he's not using the shim. So what the shim does is it fits inside of these grooves that the bulb would normally fit into. That allows you to use any old H4 bulb. So we're gonna get these two out, and then I guess we'll have to go order those shims. Yep, let's get these two out. All right, at a little bit of a stopping point, I'm gonna run up to AutoZone. Actually, what I learned was that I do not need the shim, the adapter they make. That's only for 98 to 2000. Didn't know that. So the 89, 88, whatever, through 97 Just uses a regular H4 bulb. So I'm gonna run up to AutoZone. It doesn't look like the bulbs are actually blown. Could be the relay. I'm going to replace the bulb since I have this apart anyway. Maybe it's just throwing money at it, wasting money for no reason. I'd rather be safe than sorry. While I have it open, might as well do it, right? So I'm going to run up there and do that. Also, I wanted to point out, these are supposed to allow this to move up and down, but I kind of figured out why we weren't able to move it last night when he was trying to show me. These slots right here are supposed to have these little trays inside of them. The trays are what move in and out, or move up and down to allow the windscreen to move up and down. So this one's not even in at all. So the guy I bought it from, I mean, he clearly had an idea what he was doing, but he also kind of comes across as good enough. You know, a lot of things that I'm finding as I get in projects on the motorcycle. So I'm gonna go up there, get the bulbs, get some contact cleaner. I also read, aside from bulbs and relays, that it could be the starter switch, believe it or not. So, you know, when you hit the starter switch on these motorcycles, it turns the lights off. So it very well could just be a starter switch problem. So not only am I gonna get the bulbs, but I'm gonna get some contact cleaner too. Spray that all in the starter switch housing, and why not, right? The more things I can cover while I have it apart, the better. All right, so we got a few things here. One, these H4 bulbs, these Silver Star Ultra from Sylvania. I opted not to go with, like this, I got a little tripod. I opted not to go with LEDs this time. I'm still hesitant to spend a lot of money on things like that right now. You know, I've had the bike for 3 months, and these little position indicators, which I'm actually not sure. I'm probably gonna get a whole new headlight assembly. That's another reason why I didn't want to spend a whole bunch right now, because I'm probably gonna spend money on that. Looking on eBay, they're about $100. And then we got some contact cleaner. Now, I wanna be honest here. I've never used contact cleaner before for anything. I'm sure you just spray it on and hope for the best. I don't know. So first up, we're gonna spray this. This is the plug for the whole assembly. I don't have a whole lot of space in my garage. Somebody commented actually a couple videos ago. They, oh, you got a really small space. Yeah, I'm aware. I mean, I like interaction and comments, but Captain Obvious stuff, not really into. So I noticed like my buttons here for cruise control. My buttons are a little sticky here. Could very well be, you know, this whole housing has some problems. But as it relates to the headlight, I want to make sure this starter button is all right. All right, let's start doing bulbs, shall we? I probably shouldn't be spraying this on my seat covers, but these you just kind of pull out. My pull-out game is pretty weak. Yeah, these are toast. So one thing, the reason why I'm looking at a whole new housing is because this part's broken. And it looks like you can change just this lens cover, but I can't find them. And I can find this whole assembly for, you know, as low as about $100. Some of y'all are probably gonna make fun of me for spraying that stuff while it was on the bike. I get it, man. I'm just not, I care, but like not that much. Does that make sense? This is a quick dry formula, and by God, it looks like there he didn't lie. These things are fucking dry already. Okay. So these H4 bulbs have a Y shape on the tabs, and these housings also have a Y shape. Little position bulbs. These just kind of push into place. One. There's two. All I'm going to do is plug this in, mock it up, and get the key and see if the lights come on. I'm a little nervous about it, but we'll see how it goes. All right, boys, moment of truth. So good news and bad news. Good news is I've got these position lights, which I didn't have before. Bad news is still don't have headlights. All right, so we got a fuse box in here. You got your relay panel here. Well, at least you know you always have content with a gold wing, right? Okay. Is that pushed down or up? There we go. There's a blown one right there, second 10. Parking. This fuse cover's got some spots for extra fuses. let's just check the rest of them. Okay, so check this out. So I just blew a bunch of money on these light bulbs for, I don't want to say nothing, but I didn't have to, because not only was it a blown fuse, but I already had a replacement fuse. The good news is, I got new bulbs in there. I don't think you can go wrong with having new bulbs. Who knows what the lifespan on these things were. But I got all new bulbs up here, that's good. I got to open this up and kind of get an idea for what was some of the problems going on in here. So if I want to try to get replacement parts for that, I know what to look for. This is really awkward, and I could just pick the camera up and hold it, but I'm choosing to do this instead. I'm gonna put all this back together. I'm not gonna bore you guys with all that, but I probably should have checked that to begin with. I didn't. Here we are. At least it's fixed. Good to go. All right, boys and girls, we are unintentionally ending this video right here. I haven't done a video like this one where I'm just in the garage all day in a really long time, and I didn't actually intend for it to be that. Normally I would do all this kind of stuff and I would chop it down to where it would just be 2 or 3 minutes, but here's my peach again. Yesterday, me, my wife, grandson, Jack and Colleen went over to John's Pass. We went down to Dunedin. We had some fish tacos. I grabbed a bunch of footage. I had some commentary on the motorcycle, traditional motovlog stuff. I thought it was actually going to be a pretty well-rounded video with between the maintenance and riding and destinations, etc. But this morning when I got all my footage off the GoPro, no audio. It happens to everyone. I've seen even people like Her Two Wheels comment over the last year. Sometimes she just gets no audio. I've gotten into a habit recently where I will record a little test clip, 5-6 seconds, and I'll listen to it in my in-helmet audio to make sure that I can hear it before I go on recording. And yesterday it didn't work, and I thought maybe it was because my phone was connected to Bluetooth in my wife's Jeep, so I just said, screw it, it's probably fine. I haven't had a failed test clip in a very long time. I should have troubleshot a little more. I didn't have any audio, so yeah, here we are. So I'm kind of talking over some clips here, and so I hope you enjoyed the video one way or the other. I mean, it was just me dicking around in the garage for a little while and getting my lights troubleshot. I will say that last night, after I left the Dirty Shame again, I had a hard time starting the motorcycle, and that was because the starter switch was acting funny, and once again, I had light troubles that I was able to get back on again just by flicking the starter button back out again. So I'm probably gonna have to keep troubleshooting that some more. Good news, like I mentioned in the video, I got more content, baby. So I appreciate you coming along as always, and until next time, we'll see you later.